Hello, everyone. I believe it's a beautiful day. Thank you for joining me again on this channel, on my page. My name remains Austin Nursery. And you know what we do here? We help you to become a better person. We help you to build wealth. We help you to succeed. We help you by inspiring you to bring in out the potentials and the gifting that you have inside of you, to challenge the status quo, to think outside of the box. We help you to become a better husband, a better wife, and help you to become a better father and achieve the dreams and the vision that you have for your life. I always say, keep joining me. Keep joining me. I give you this guarantee that if you go on this journey with me, you will never remain the same. Your finances, your life, your business, your career, everything is what will definitely change, because I know that, not trying to brag, I know that I got so much inside of me, and I look forward to passing on to you. The best way to learn is to run with people, to understudy people, and see what they do, join them, and make your life much better. Today I want to talk about, I want to continue with my series I've started on the money mindset. How do you build wealth? How do you build wealth? I can only come here to teach you because it's what has worked for me in the last couple of years. It's what has transformed my financial state. It what had given me, the perspective to venture into bigger dreams and bigger goals and create great things for myself and create stability for my life and for my family. Now I want to look at how do you build wealth. Just as I always say, that one of the greatest scriptures for me is the word "be you transformed by the renewing of your mind." This place is about mind transformation, mind re-engineering. So how do you create wealth? First thing is that you have to make up your mind of what you're going to be disciplined. Build up the discipline, build up the habit, and build up the characters for wealth creation. Money is like a spirit. Money, let me say, no. I say money is spiritual. How do I mean that word? If money recognizes that you know how to manage it, you know how to find it, you know how to manage it, you know how to use it, you know how to preserve it. It tends to attract more of its kind into your life. Everywhere you go, you see that the wealthy are people who have learned how to live beyond, who have learned how to live below what their means. So let's take this journey together today. What is the first step that you need to do? See, if you make money, and whether it's through your profit or through your salary, whatever, however, how you make your money or your income, just as I always say that, whether you're working, you can be a billionaire. You can make money, yes, if you invest it properly. If you Whether you're doing business, yes, you can do that. You can also be a billionaire if you invest it properly. It's all about your mindset, how you want to go about investing it. All right. So if you make money, if money comes to you today, or you collect your paycheck or your salary, or you make profit from your business, what do you actually do with it? That's my question to you today. How do you spend it? How do you utilize it? How do you break it? What is your plan? How do you tend to utilize that money so that it will profit you? That is what we want to talk about today. And let's look at those avenues and those processes and the steps that you need to take. One is that what that if you make money, let's say you make $100, or make a hundred. Let me say it about you make £100 or $100, or maybe like you make 100 naira, just like in my local country. That what do you do with it? Some school of thought says that you should learn to live with 60%, at least the maximum of 60% of your earning. That means like if you make £100, you should learn to live with £60. You make $100, you should learn to live with $60. You make 100 naira, learn to live with 60 naira. What do you mean to them? That means that you pay yourself first. How do I mean that? That means every of your expenses, your rent, your car, your fueling, electricity, clothing for your children, whatever, lessons and school fees or anything, learn to live within the 60%. Some people say, but I don't make so much. I don't have much to save. So everything I make is not even enough. So I have to spend everything and even have to borrow. I always tell you see, nobody's coming to save you. You have to save yourself. See, how do I mean by that? Is that the lifestyle and the habits and everything you created, the choices you created, the school you put your children in, where you choose, what you used to eat, where you choose to live, the kind of accommodation, whatever you choose, it's your choice. It's your choice. You made the decision yourself. So you don't blame anybody for it. Because actually, if you wake up today, you want to cut down, you can cut down on all those things, But you're just doing that because you want to measure to the Joneses to please your neighbors. I'm showing that you have arrived. No, that is not how to wait. So principles of wealth creation, you build secretly. You build secretly. People who know me very, very well. I'm not somebody that I don't make noise. And things I like doing my things codedly and privately. I prefer somebody that says, well, let the results speak for you. And take let it come let it spring up as a surprise. Let the results speak. So you learn to live with 60% of what you're earning. So School of Thought said, maybe start living with your expenses and everything be about, let it be about 75%, some say 70%. But if you want to take it more than, at least do it with 60% so that you have more to either save or invest, to venture into other areas or other aspects of your life. For me, you will not imagine. I do that even with less, 50 and 45. Sometimes I do it 40% of my take home of what I make. Because I try to constrain, to live my life within the budget and within the things that are beneficial to me and my family. And what does that mean? It also means that I try to cut my costs. And make sure that everything falls within that 60% that of my income. So with that, if I'm able to do that 60%, what will that mean? I'll be left with 40%. What do I do with the The next thing I need to do is I need to create what they call an emergency fund. I've already created the first step. I said create an expense bucket, which 60% of your income, so that everything will be your expenses and everything will be in that 60%. So the next one, I'll create an emergency fund. What's an emergency fund? Some people ask me. This is a fund that you set aside, the money you do not touch, irrespective of the situation. The only situation that can make you touch that money is if you're not able to make a revenue or make an income or make a profit in your business or get a contract in the next 1 year. Or that's for business people. And that for those people who earn salary. Some people say keep about 3 to 6 months of your salary, of not of your salary, but of your living expense, how much your family spends every month. Keep it aside, 3 to 6%. But you all know that our economies differ. Like some of the people are in the US, it might take between 2 to 3 months to get a job. In the UK, it might take like 2 to 3 months to get a job. But someone in Africa or my whole country, Nigeria, it might know that it might take you a year, 2 years or 3 years to get a job. But you might not even find any. So you need to set money aside, cash that you set aside. Keep it in a bank that you do not touch. Maybe in a deposit that you can easily access, that maybe that has a high interest rate, so that they can go beyond, can help you beat the inflationary rate. But you know that it's difficult to beat inflationary rates in developing country like my home country, like in Nigeria. But in the UK or inflation is predictable. With the government and the Fed tells you that this is what the Bank of England tells you that this is what it's going to take, the inflation rate is going to be in this year, and that's how it's going to be. But it's also in the US and Canada and some other parts of Asia. So you find out that inflation is predictable. What do I mean? That prices are predictable. But if you have that money, yes, you need to keep some of your money as cash. We call it emergency fund. Can I even shock you? Before you create that emergency fund, by keeping, let's say you have your expense for your family is £2,500 or $2,500, or maybe in a month you and your family you spend 400,000 naira, 500,000 naira. It means you need to keep it for 6 months of it, save it in cash and keep it either in a fixed deposit or in a high interest yielding money market tool, savings account, that or whatever that will be helping you to offset some of the interest rate. Inflation rate for that particular period of time. So for me, I even have what they call a starter emergency fund. A starter emergency fund. What do I mean by a starter emergency fund? An emergency fund before the main emergency fund. How do I mean by that? I have a habit of what? There's always £1,000 that I'm trying to save. How do I mean? That money, I can never live without saving it. That means I save £1,000. If it goes beyond the £1,000, I move the £1,000 back to my investment bucket and begin to save another £1,000. What do I do with the money? It's raw cash that I hold at home. Every home should have it. What? Whether it's $1,000, whether it's let me somebody say, okay, I have this 300,000 naira keep at home for what starter emergency before the emergency. You keep your home. You don't use it except the emergency that requires urgency, and you can't even get to the bank, or you can't even finalize the transaction, but you need cash immediately to always solve it. I'm not looking at the money you put in your piggy bank. That can also serve a purpose too if you want to break it and whatever and pull all the money out. No, but it's a planned program that you would have actually set aside. After that, what do you do? I said, first one, you've created your expense bucket. Secondly, you have run what? You've created your emergency fund. And say, even in the emergency fund that you have created, do what? Add also what is the starter emergency fund of 1,000. Maybe whatever equivalent, whatever you think that is convenient for you, that can help you run a quick one. You save it and keep it aside. The next thing you need to do what? That means we have done what? 60, we have done 10. And so that means we have done 70%. So the next thing, you will take 15% of the one and begin to put it in your investment bucket. The investment bucket, which I've already explained in some of my other episodes about avenue to make money. Maybe you want to invest in buying of stock. If you cannot pick the stock yourself, maybe you want to be initial public offers, or you want to invest in already existing shares. If you cannot pick it yourself, there are apps, there are stockbrokers, people that will help you and advise you. There are fund managers that can advise you and help you achieve all that. You can invest in real estate, just as we said, by investing in commercial property or having a place where people pay you rent. You can buy shops in the shopping malls. You can buy shops in the market. You can buy properties. You can buy land. Just as I said before, understanding what it means by what be trying to build legacy wealth or generational wealth you want to transfer to your children, and the one you want to also sell. Okay, I've also explained what it means in my previous episode. What it means when you have your own house. Your own house where you live in is your generational wealth. It's not part of your investment, because you're not going to sell it and chase yourself out of the house anyway. You end up maybe handing it over or transferring it over to your children. Some of you, if you live in more civilized or developed country, you even except you have a trust where your children are the beneficiary, or if they end up being the ones that were inherited, they're also going to pay. They're also going to pay some taxes on it. Or you want to invest in a business, you want to own your business. It's very good to own a business, but I also always say that to be a millionaire, to be a billionaire, or to build wealth or create wealth, you don't actually need to. Everybody must not own a business. You can do that no matter how much you're earning. It's better about creating assets and building investment. But if you understand how to manage money and invest money, so you can invest in a business, invest in a startup, invest in another person's business, buy a part of another person's business, or a business, or start up a business by yourself. Another aspect is you can also invest in yourself, because you're also an asset to yourself. So that brings me to another aspect of it, which means that we have done 60, we have done 10. That is 70, we have done 15. That we've done 85. So remaining about 15% of whatever you're earning in a particular month or in a particular income that comes to you through your business. The next one is to set about, out of the 15%, maybe you set about between 7 and 8% for your personal development. This is the money you're using buying books. This is money you're using going for programs, going to seminars, buying materials, reading like a mad person that you want to improve yourself. You see, I cannot be speaking to you today if I have not have so much inside of me. It's because I have, because I'm flowing, from the abundance, for the excess that is in this, in the inside of me. Because I tend to understand how money works. And I tell you, in 2 years, my life took a dramatic turn, because I followed people. I went for seminars, I went for workshops, I follow people online, I read their material, I spend money on books and all that. So invest in your own personal development. So I said it what. So with that we should having about 7 or 8% left. What do you do with that? You now create another about with that 7 or 8% left. Let's say use about 3-4% or 5% to create a bucket for what? For speculation. So what is speculation? That's when you cannot talk about crypto. Crypto is not part of an investment for now. Blockchain fund money is not part of an investment for now. They are speculation, because the market is not that structured, because you can lose money, you can make money. Something that the rate, if any business that the rate is going beyond a particular set of amount, interest or what you're going to get from me is 6-7%, which is average market rate. 8% you're going to make, 10%, 11%. No. The higher it goes, the more possibility that you're going to lose your money. So you create money that you're going to use for what? For for things like that. Then the last aspect of it, as I begin to round up, is where you create money for your phone to finance your lifestyle. I like gold. I invest in gold. Gold is also an investment asset too. I like perfumes. I like good clothes. I like collect watches. I like wearing the best watch I remember. So I don't want to do it and wear it at the detriment of my family and all that. So that's how I create that bucket to finance every aspect of my life. Thank you so much for joining me today. I look forward to seeing you in the next episode. But I believe if you do all this I've told you, your next year will be totally different. Thank you.